to use a tripod? That is the question today. Well, it depends, but I really like to use my tripod because it gives me so much things. Well, but before we talk about the tripod, we need to choose a spot to photograph. I have here this magnificent tree. I love these pine trees, and I'm just trying to catch here a good spot to photograph because I want some separation here in the tree. I want these leading lines with these rocks here. I would love to use it, but I also want that flowers there in the foreground because they look so nice. So how am I going to solve this? Honestly, I don't know, but let's go. Let's try to find a position. So as I mentioned here, I have the rocks. I have some flowers too, but they are very, very little. And in this part, I have also rocks, and I have the flowers that I want, and I have the tree. But now I lose the separation. As you can see, the tree and the background are mixed together, and I really don't want that. So let's try to find here a new position where I can put my tree with the rocks and this rock here and the tree there. Or maybe I'm seeing now another opportunity. I can use, oh, it's a lot of wind, I'm sorry. I can use also these dead branches here and make a composition with the tree. But definitely this tree is formidable and I want to photograph her. So let's go. This is definitely a defining photo, and I have to go really low at the angle to get this one. And yeah, to be able to put my foreground with these beautiful flowers. Let's see if I can make that. And the wind is not helping because I wanted to make some long exposure, and I don't know how I can do that with this wind. I am using for this photo the circular polarizer from KFconcept. These are the magnetic circular polarizers, the X series, and they are just great. Okay, so let's see how this goes. I'm just using the polarization to give a little bit of bump in the blue of the skies, and also to try to enhance this color from the trees, or from the flowers. Sorry. 1/50th of a second, ISO 100 f11, and let's make the photo. Not quite what I wanted to, so I think I need to change my position maybe. Now I changed a little bit the position, and I am now more close to these beautiful flowers in the foreground, and I catch the tree here in the background. I don't have total separation from the background, but this is all I get. So I have to take it. I also have to make maybe a stacking photo, one for the foreground and another for the background, because I am so close that I can't have all of the things in focus, the flowers and the tree in the background. So I need to focus first on the foreground, and then second in the foreground, in the background, and then merge all of the photos, the two photos in this case. speaking about the tripods, why the hell do you want to use tripods every time you go to the field, every time you go to the mountain? It's an extra weight, it's bulky, and it's not easy to transport, so why do you take your tripod with you? Well, of course, the main reason, or the first reason that we need to use a tripod is because when you do long exposures, or when you need to put your shutter speed like this, 1/50th of a second, well, it's better, of course, and it's more safe to make your photo with your camera secure in a tripod because of the shaky of your hands. So if you don't, you might well end up with a blurred image, with that motion blur in the image. Why? Because your hands shake, and that can make that motion blur. The second reason that you do want to use your tripod is because of long exposures. If you want to make long exposures in the skies, you need a tripod, because if you do 5 seconds exposures or 10 seconds exposure, that's the only way. You need to have your camera really steady, and a tripod is of course mandatory for that kind of photography. Well, the third situation where you choose to photograph with the tripod is my favorite one. It's because of slow photography. When we are in the field, usually it's easy to get overwhelmed with the landscape, with the places we go, with the things we have to photograph. And then what usually happens is that you start to photograph without slowing down, without thinking the composition properly. And sometimes it works, but other times it just doesn't work, and you end up with a lot of photos but without the proper composition for that kind of places. So the tripod forces you to stop, to slow down, to think the framing, to think the composition, and then after you think that, you prepare your camera and you shoot. So this is my favorite reason why I use a tripod, to slow down. I love slow photography, of thinking the photography in the field without rushing up, without making a lot of mistakes. So now I have a photo here of 16mm wide angle photo of the tree. I am very close to the tree and just catching the tree without foreground. So the light is beautiful. I am going to take advantage of the light to take the photo, and it's I want to try here another composition, and with this time I elevated my point of view without being so close to the ground, and this time I'm going to place my tree a little bit to the left. I'm going to give an opening here to the right of the photo. Well, I gain a little bit of negative space, which I'm going to fill with the flowers and with the trees in the background. And also here in this right part of the photo, to balance a little bit the photo, I have the dead branches here in the floor. So let's see how it goes. I really like the composition here, and well, yeah, it's not bad. Not bad at all, not bad at all. So let me know later in the comments what photo did you enjoy more of this magnificent tree, this pine tree, glorious pine tree here in this park near my hometown. Okay, so let's move on to another location. Let's go. Well, another situation when you do want to use your tripod is where you want to stay also in the frame. So it's impossible for you to stay in the frame and shooting at the same time. So you need to place your camera, to put your timer, to run to the position, and then to photograph. You can't do that, you cannot do that without using a tripod. Well, what a wind today. It's not easy to stay up here in the mountain with this wind, to speak, to make a vlog, to prepare the compositions. And it's a little bit annoying, but it is what it is, and you have to deal with that. So now I have everything prepared for the shot. I don't use a timer because these new cameras have this feature of the time-lapse mode in it, and you can do time-lapse in video, and also you can do time-lapse in photo. So if you do a time-lapse, that means that the camera will constantly be taking photos without stop, and it provides you the opportunity to make more more acting in the place and more positions to the photo. I didn't want to say modeling because this is not modeling, come on, but yeah, you can make more positions in the field. So I can see that I have a cloud coming in, so I have to hurry up for this one. Let's put this in time-lapse mode, in image time-lapse mode, not in video time-lapse mode. Don't forget about that. Okay, and now we are good to go. So let's go. Well, so there you go for today's video. I'm just taking some time-lapse and enjoying the moment now, relaxing a little bit because the day is fabulous. It's windy, but it's fabulous. So I hope you can understand the importance of having a good tripod in the field for this kind of shots, landscape photography. Sometimes you need it because your shutter speed is too low and you can have a blurry image, and you have to avoid that. Other times to make long exposures in the shots. The third aspect that I do love, and it's the most important for me, slow photography. Slow down your rhythm, slow down your thinking, slow down your compositions, and your photography will be much better. And last but not the least, if you do want to have your person in the shot, then you will need a tripod to get your camera rock steady. Of course, you can use rocks if you don't have tripods. You can use the rocks, you can use your backpacks, but that can't give you a secure solution. And of course, your composition will not be the same because it has to be accordingly to the places where you put your camera. So it's not good. A good tripod is fundamental for landscape photography, and I just love it. That's why I use tripod every time I go to the field, every time I go to make landscape photography. So I hope you guys can take some advantage of this video to learn something, and if you like the video, if you like the channel, please subscribe, hit that like button there in the video also, and hit the bell ring. If you do subscribe, hit the bell ring, because that helps you to know when I put videos, because you are not every day, of course, in YouTube, and if you hit the bell ring, YouTube will send you a notification telling you that I uploaded a video. Thank you very much for everything. I have so many surprises in this channel. I have so many trips here in Portugal and in other countries that you will be enjoying. I am sure of that. Thank you very much. See you on my next video, and goodbye for now.